From May the 17th, COVID lockdown roadmap, new rules are coming in. Let's go through some of those rules that might affect our life. For example, people in England will be able to meet indoors in groups of up to 30. Seems a bit much. Indoors up to 6 people or as 2 households, already confusing. But it's worth it for this part of the rule. Children of any age, including babies, will count towards the limit of 6 people indoors. Yes. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So that means you're not going to have someone who turns up to a coffee shop with, I brought me 17 kids here with me while I ignore them. Oh, that's a shame. You're not allowed to do that. Oh, I think some of these rules after lockdown should be kept, including that one. You don't need to meet more than 6 people at once, and kids count. Keep those numbers low.
That's the first time I've ever heard you say that kids count.
The kids count. Although, I'm not anti-kids. I'm paying attention to the rules that impact kids as well.
Yeah.
Secondary school children will no longer be required to wear masks in the classroom or communal areas. And I think that is a shame. Because if I were a kid, I'd be enjoying this mask phase.
Yeah.
Because that way you can sit in the classes and you can make noise and they won't know it's you talking. I mean, obviously I would be doing it wearing a Bane from Batman mask. You think the darkness is your ally. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, which made the birth difficult. My mother thought that the placenta was my twin. She called me Bane. She called it Simon. See, that's what I'd be spending my time doing. And I think it's, look, kids, if you're watching the show, do that tomorrow at school. It will be enjoyable. Also, one of the rules that's going to impact us, people will be allowed to stay overnight. A lot of newspapers have talked about this. Is where the sex starts to happen. In groups of up to 6, you dirty mucky pups. Oh, 6 people all getting up. That's what's going to happen a lot. Now the lockdown's going on, so let's get 6 round here. Oh, you dirty buggers. Although, speaking about how this has been sexualized, I read this in the rules. Adult sports can resume indoors. Now, I don't know what adult sports are, but they sound pornographic, especially when you realise they're being opened at the same time as saunas and steam rooms. What are adult sports, and is it things like this?
And you join us for the semi-final of assuming the doggy position. Hilton has previous good form. That's a good start. Nice bounce and nails the landing. You've got to be happy with that.
Weddings, receptions and other life events will be allowed to take place with up to 30 people. The first 2 I understand, but life events? I mean, there are lots of things that I'd consider to be life events. We all remember the first time you accidentally catch yourself in your zip. That was a big life event, but I didn't want 30 people there to watch. So, weird. But the one that everyone's talking about, the one that even you messaged me to say, I guess you want to talk about this week. It's the return of the hugs. So people, the first bit, people will have a choice of whether to socially distance, and we always did. Right? That's not a new special thing. I think we were, even before someone licked a bat and it all went crazy, you were allowed to not stand within 2 meters of people, strangely. Like, even the police had a song about that, so that's fine. But the other part of that rule is that hugging can happen. But we're being urged to remain cautious about the risks of hugging. Can we not just not hug? Look, I'm not hugging. We've talked about this so many times. I don't like it when people just get in your personal space. And I'm in personal space so much. And look, maybe I've changed, because I've not hugged a stranger for like a year and a half now. Maybe that's cured me. Maybe when this all is over, I'll be handsy and my career will end that way. It's difficult to know.
What career?
But I don't. Yeah, this. You're going to end up reporting me. But I don't like hugging. It's an invasion of my personal space, and it's so difficult. And I work in an industry where everyone's flipping, get away from me. And it's difficult for people like me, introverts. It's been great for a year and a half to not have to deal with inappropriate hugging, but it also means our tolerance has been lowered. So when people hug, I'll be even more like a cat in a Pepe Le Pew cartoon trying to crawl out of people's arms. It's going to be difficult for me, and that's why on a separate YouTube channel, I've started these instructional videos. Hello, and welcome to Self-Defense for Introverts. Now, as the lockdown eases, it's likely that someone might try to hug you. You need to be ready. If you've met someone a handful of times, or if you work in the media and you've met them barely once, they are likely to attack. So as they begin their attack, recognise the signs. They're likely to open up their hands to go in for the hug. That's when you turn side on, minimise the profile, and extend your hand to present it for shaking. Now, if they are insistent, they will try and lean in for a kiss, in which case move most of your weight to the supporting back leg, and then heel of palm strike to the face and break their nose. Good luck. Thank you for watching this from Comic Solving Problems.
And if you feel like it, go ahead and like the video.
Or subscribe. Commitment.